everybody. So, friends and neighbors, we are back together again. And you know what day it is. It is Full Scale Friday. And the thing about Full Scale Fridays, the reason I love them so much is because, well, it's a big reading, isn't it? It's also what a personal reading looks like. Normally this is where I tell you how you can get one. However, I've already stated this before, I will state it again. That program has been suspended until the end of the month. There is a way you can get personal readings for free and you don't even have to bring anyone along to the channel. It's very simple. Get the app called Hangouts, sign up, add me, I will add you back, and then on December 25th you can come on over, little live stream at my place, and I'm giving them away for free. Now, of course, at the end of the month, as of December 31st, that program ends. And then we start all over again. Alright? So, I hope to see you at the Christmas party. I still call it Christmas. It's basically habit. If you don't like it, don't worry, you'll get over it. But anyway, I'm going to start laying down the cards here. Yep, the Triquetra is back again. I do love this cloth for these big readings like this. They're always so much fun. For some of you, your work week is ending. I hope this reading will carry you through. Hopefully it'll make a difference. Know what I'm saying? Alright. Oh, and sorry for the rather late posting of the links yesterday. As it turns out, BitChute was so slow in getting the video published. I had to leave for work, and no sooner had I left for work than it was fully ready to view. Thanks again, BitChute. And here's the thing about BitChute. BitChute is the one I upload to first. Everybody else had that thing published and ready to go well before BitChute. And then to top things off, Clouthub's views were going. Clouthub is where most of my views are happening right now. So if you're there and you're watching there and you've subscribed, thank you. In fact, thank you to all who've subscribed no matter what platform I'm on. Thank you to all who share these videos out. Thank you to all of you who recommend these videos to friends. Because someone out there needs the message. Oh, a couple days ago when I posted the rune casting video, there was an individual who came up and said it was straight from Saturn. I had to correct him and tell him no, that the cloth from Magic in Your Living Room was actually made from cotton. And what's weird is I'm not sure what people have against satin. It would be a very nice cloth if it were made from satin, wouldn't it? This would be nice if it were made from satin. I would prefer silk, but that's a little out of my price range. Alright, so let's get down to this, starting with the significator. Who are we today? This weekend is a good time to manage your time wisely. Time is the one asset you cannot get back. And when Monty pulls over, he's telling you he doesn't have time to explain you need to get in the chariot. Alright, so everything is going to be to this end this weekend. Your guide for this weekend, still being guided by that diplomacy. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, you watch me shuffle these cards. You know that this is in no way set up, but for 3 days in a row, this card has come up. And I'm seeing it as a good time to kind of rethink some rules, maybe around the household. Maybe it's time to rethink some rules that you've been adhering to that just aren't making sense for you anymore. Maybe it's time to make some rules up. Get yourself on a new little discipline, new path to that kind of thing. For your spirit animal, we have an electric eel spirit. This is one that hasn't come up on the channel before. This one's come up on High Notes. So we're bringing our ideas to life. So if you've had any ideas, now's a great time to work on them. This weekend's a completely opportune time to work on those ideas. So this is going to be like an epiphany or an aha moment. And those are gifts, so celebrate. Right now, your life has the potential for profound transformation, inspiration, and that sort of thing are going to arise in you, electrifying you so you can't wait to get started bringing your idea to life. So this is where you're going to be the most excited you've ever been about that idea. Whatever that idea is, it's time to work on it. Time to kind of give it some life. And some of you may have already had that idea. In fact, I can see some of you are just chomping at the bit to get the weekend started because you've got a great idea and you're just ready to work on it. Now's a good time. Alright, so going with the tarot in the mind, you have that Six of Wands, which is winner circle, victory all around. You're standing on those victories, and that's not a bad thing. We also have an Eight of Wands. Now check this out. This is extremely explosive, quick action. Remember, this is that epiphany we were talking about. And then we have a King of Cups. So handling those ideas with some emotional maturity. I know you're going to feel like a kid when that idea or that epiphany or that little aha moment just, snaps into your brain. But it's important to remember, handle it with some emotional maturity. I know we all get a little bit like kids. I do. When I had the idea for this channel, I was a little bit like a kid, a little bit apprehensive. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this well enough, but you know what? If I waited for perfection, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Don't wait for perfection. Take your time with it. Alright, so in your physical, time to step out and be seen. Got that Judgment card going. This is the time for you to emerge. We also have an Ace of Pentacles or coins, whichever you would like to call this. This is a brand new opportunity for something material in your life. And when you have those new material opportunities, those new physical opportunities, it's time to make the most of them. Also, We have the Fool. And this is that brand new adventure. So far, I'm seeing new ideas. I'm seeing new adventure. Kind of eager to get into the spiritual here. You got a Two of Wands. So you'll have to make some creative choices here. Very, very deep creative choices. You also have a High Priestess. This is where you're gonna have to kind of do your own thing for a little bit. But trust that your intuition is going to be leading you in the proper path. And then finally, the Lovers. So you got you got a partnership going, don't you? Partnership with the spiritual realm is always a wonderful thing. So far, I am seeing probably one of the most beautiful good news readings I've ever seen for you. To those of you out there listening, to those of you out there watching. And my question is this: what was that aha moment for you? What's that little epiphany that's sitting there playing with you that you just can't wait to kind of get on? Because I see so much excitement right now. I'm surprised that the Three of Wands hasn't popped up. And that's celebration. Maybe it's just not time to celebrate just yet. Maybe not. But I'm using Shamans Dream Oracle. And of course, Viking Oracle, Spirit Animal Oracle. This is Tarot Grand Luxe. We're going to go to Shaman's Dream and see what's going on here. Winter's Dream. So there is a gestation period. I know that you're eager and ready to pounce on this idea, but give it a moment. Let it grow. The seed's already been planted. You're going to have to convey that idea. And you know that emotional maturity comes with the thing there. Also, you need to explore your intentionality with that idea. Take a really, really good look at that. Because that is a card of narrow focus. And finally, we have this Falling Angel card. And not only that, but it's right here in your spiritual section. Sort of a spiritual narcolepsy. We having a little trouble in the spiritual realm, a little trouble in paradise there. Kind of looks like it. So what's going on right now is you're being cautioned now to not fall asleep or go unconscious. You've been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. Epiphanies can do that. They can put you above it all. And when you're sitting there above everything, you're just kind of looking down at it and going, glad I'm not in that. But now is not the time to be thinking like that, because you're coming back down into it. And guess what? Remember that all you need to do to stop being a falling angel is spread your wings to halt the descent and then find an updraft again. That's it. You're falling, hey, spread the wings out, catch that updraft and kind of get back up there. Now, don't be seduced by the fallen. Your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and have only their interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. And once you understand what needs to be done, Head back to your heights and stand by for the right moment. The action you take now may backfire, so stay conscious and wait until you're guided to change. You'll know when the time is right. Very simple stuff. So, been on kind of a plummeting, like a descent of sorts. That happens. Don't worry about it. Just spread those wings out and kind of get back to that. You're going to be just fine. Going to your runes to round this thing off, we have Wunyo. We have Hagalars. And we have Gabo. So, I am seeing just a little bit of challenge in here. Now, this is not all roses. So far, this has been very it's very high up, but it's also kind of grounded. Like we were saying with this falling angel card, I'm seeing this point at Hagalars here in your spiritual realm, or your physical realm. But let's start with that win in your mind. And pointing at that Six of Wands, it looks to me like that King of Cups, that emotional maturity. Wunyo is also a rune of your ancestors. What did they do to win? What did they do to make things right? Points right at that Thing card there. And then Hagalars, this is where you get a little bit of a challenge, because it can mean a disruption or a warning, or even just change. Believe it or not, it can even point out a failed venture or emotional distress. The thing about Hagalars is this is representative of hail and ice, sleet, that sort of thing. For those of you who've ever been through like a hailstorm or a storm where there's sleet, you know that can be challenging getting around. You tend to just want to stay indoors for that. That can disrupt your day, but remember, it's temporary. It really is. There's not much there that's going to harm you if you know how to get somewhere and shelter from it for a little bit. But then, to finish this, you have Gabo. So, you do have gifts that are coming your way. In fact, that epiphany, I think, is going to be one hell of a gift. And it's going to be one that's going to take you a lot farther than you can expect. But the key thing is, if there's a failed venture involved, learn from it. Handle it with a little emotional maturity. Look at it and go, okay, well, what can I learn from this so that I improve going forward? And that's exactly where that gift is, where the real gift is going to lie. Epiphanies are one thing, but guess what? The biggest epiphanies you get are from, spots where you fail. Just ask anyone whoever became an entrepreneur. They may have several failed businesses, but then this last one, the one that they're working on right now, is just going like gangbusters. It's because they learned some lesson from the ones that came before it. Even you have something to learn from that, so take it, run with it, see where it goes. Never be afraid of failure. Failure is one of the greatest teachers out there, isn't it? Okay. Just be sure to give yourself a little time and a little credit. Explore those intentions. Be ready to take that new adventure. Don't be afraid of it. Now is not the time to approach with fear. In fact, I'll tell you what will kill all of this right now. Every bit of this can be completely undone. It can be undone by fear. Your fear. Your fear will keep you from doing any of this. The good news is it doesn't have to be that way. You can look at that idea. You can even say, oh man, that idea is great in theory, but shit in practice. And then what you do with it is you keep thinking on it. Make some productive use of your time. Work on that idea a little bit. When it starts to take form, you're going to know. And until it becomes great in theory and in practice, then you can start really bringing it to life. You'll discover your gifts, because guess what? We all have them, and we can either choose to ignore them, or we can manifest them and bring them out to the world. But you have to be ready, willing, and able to trust yourself, your intuition, and trust that gift before you can celebrate any kind of victory. So I hope that, let me just, before I close out here, if you need anything, come back to this reading. Especially if you think you missed anything. Because this weekend is looking awesome for you. And I really would hate for you to miss out on this. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for having your morning tea with me. Be sure to join me on Hangouts. I'm going to be using these same cards to do the daily card pull while this bakes down in the editor. I hope to see you again on Monday. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends and neighbors, shine on.